Hello, my name is Robert Longsworth, and this is my pitch, DNA Surgeon. DNA Surgeon is a mobile strategy game where the player makes DNA augmentations for customers. The game will be presented in 2D. The player will have to tap on different lab equipment in order to create the augmentations, such as super strength, X-ray vision, and eternal beauty. Satisfied customers will help the player reach their goal, being the #1 DNA surgeon. The player will start out by selecting a customer, then they will have to tap on the lab equipment in the correct order to create the augmentation. Should the player fail, the customer will become angry, causing a loss of cash and reputation for the player. However, this could give the player a bonus augmentation for later use. A satisfied customer will pay the player cash, and the player's reputation will increase by a small amount. The customer's name will become green and they will leave. Reputation will be the antagonizing force. If the player cannot keep up with this, they will make far less cash and progress at a much slower rate. The player will be able to purchase lab equipment and upgrades with cash by selecting the option they are looking for in the game menu. Gray items have not been purchased, and blue items are purchased but are only level 1. Different equipment and upgrades will be needed to unlock more DNA augmentations, such as laser eyes, super agility, and flying. So the player will have to decide which piece of lab equipment they would like to buy or upgrade. Some augmentations will require the use of more equipment than others. These augmentations will be harder to make but have a much higher payout. Now that the player has purchased a new piece of lab equipment, new customers will come in with highlighted names. These customers would like to purchase an augmentation the player has not learned. Should the player decide to select these customers, they will have to play a mini-game, allowing them to tap on the lab equipment in different orders to find the right combination. The newest piece of equipment that's been purchased will always be the last in the formula, and water will always be the first in the formula for any augmentation. Player will be given a set amount of time they can do this. If the player can find the right combination for the new augmentation, they will unlock it, and the player will receive a large amount of cash and reputation. If they fail, they will lose a large amount of cash and reputation. As the player learns more DNA augmentations and the reputation increases, the player will be able to charge more. This will allow customers to make payments rather than pay their bill up front. This will increase the player's reputation even more, but there is a downside. The player is risking losing out a lot of money if payments are not made. If this gets too out of hand, the player may have to send the dog out to collect. This is a great way to get your cash, but will hurt your reputation in a major way. The payoff is that the player could receive a bonus augmentation. Now that the dog is returned and the player has gained a bonus augmentation, the customer that you've collected on leaves the debt window. But now the bad news. The player has lost cash and reputation in order to send the dog out. Though the player may have received a nice augmentation, the player has now lost one full level of reputation, causing the dog, who requires at least a level 5 reputation, to not be usable and must be purchased again later. A couple of play possibilities that this could open up is having separate examination rooms for the customers to be placed with a timer. If the timer was to hit 0, the customers would become angry and leave, causing a loss of cash and reputation. A couple other of ideas could be to have the dog fight the customers or have the dog use stealth to track the customers. Similar games would be Dine or Dash, because the players must make the customers happy, but it's going to be less focused on customer interaction. Also Pixel Blacksmith, because the player will be buying and upgrading different lab equipment to create the augmentation, but it's different because of the minigame and the debt system. Here are a few of the risks I could see the project facing. These risks should still fit within the scope of the project as long as the team dedicates at least 1 week to these problems. Thank you for viewing my pitch and have a great day.